Well, hello everybody. As I can't run any trains on the layout, as you'll see after this little intro, thought I'd do the trick with the LTV again. This is my lockdown shorts winners video behind us, and we got the Black 5, which won pretty good. So, or did it? I can't remember, you know, it's quite a while ago. So basically in this, you're just going to see me taking the track up, because I want to make the track segments bigger, not use a lot of little short tracks. So we'll have to see how we go with this, but just going to do a few photos really as I was doing it. It's nice and easy. I just take a snap and it's sorted, rather than setting up the video and you know, delaying me doing it really. So you know, it's going to be little short bits, I think, like this. I don't think it's going to be very long, and we'll have to see how we go. But at least we've got some trains running behind me. But it's impossible to do anything. But as you see from the title, there is something new. Strictly, it's not new, but I'm sure you'll get the idea. So no more ado, let's get on with the pictures really. It's just pictures of me talking over them. All right, everybody, cheers. So as you can see, what you're looking at is my track mats that the track was laid on. So it's all up. Here's the pile to start from the old track, which I can use a good bit of it, although some's going to go down for next video. Here's a level crossing taken out. So this one is all in bits, but the other one is actually the Hornby double track level crossing that I got initially, one of the track mats, one of the track accessories. Here's the old second radius curves, and is the trying to sort out the new points from the station. Still need to do the connection to it. It's not fixed or anything yet. And as we saw, you know, the layout's very bare without all the stuff on, isn't it? Here's my steps for reaching the parts that I can't quite reach over the top. Luckily I'm reasonably tall, so I don't have an awful lot of trouble, but yeah, I do need them. And this came out from the station where the point's going in, and I'm surprised to find it was actually a first radius. And these are obviously where the connections to the Hornby power rails were. So as you can see, just working my way through and seeing how we're doing, and it's just a case of working through really. Now this little short bit was up against the point, and I've decided to perhaps move it there. I will use it. I can't. I've got to have some little short bits. Can't help it. So you can see it's a sweeping round. So these are basically the same as they were. I've just taken them up so I can put the fish plates on and just check them out again. So here's my little pot that I'm putting all the pins that I get out, and I've got a few new ones as well, quite a few. And here's the screws, jar with the screws in, small ones in the middle one and bigger ones on the right hand side one. As you can see, not many in there at the moment. Used mostly on the points, I think, the bigger ones. And it's growing a little bit, not much at the moment. Oh, and I think we've seen this one before, haven't we? But there we are. Yeah, great fun. So this bit comes from the station. This is up against the back scene, and I think I'm going to have to try and leave this in because the curve is right to miss the station. So I'll probably just try and release the end and put the isolated fish plate on that I need to. So there, sort of thing, you know.
So this is my new point that's going in from the one that I buggered up with the new point motor if I need it. We'll have to see how this goes, won't we? And I'm getting a few more pins in there, aren't I? And a few more screws. Now I'm using the roller, this is a hard roller, to sort of try and roll down the track mat, you know, to get any bumps out or creases if I can. So I'm going to try this as I do it, you know, and we'll see how we go.
So everybody, what's new? Well, it's certainly not this. My editing laptop and my Panasonic camera that I took all the sats with. So let's pan out a little bit and I'll show you what's beginning again. And yes, the tabletop layout is in progress. So I've got the curve this end, and if I follow it round, we've got the curve this end. And as you saw in my photos, these are the old curves, and I'm using the new ones that I ordered to do the job. So as you can see, rather than the clips that I used last time, I've now soldered a wire to the side of the rail. My first one really. I have soldered wires to the points, if you remember, but that was a long time ago. Slight problem, the soldering iron broke. It's a Parkside and they tend to do that, so went down the local electronics shop and got a new one. £6.99. It's not going to break the bank, is it? We'll have to see how we go. And he's got a few in case this one breaks as well. But it's done a reasonable job. I just need to get a bit more proficient at doing it. So obviously I do need some straights for this. I have already put the layout on the iTrain Roberts Train Set program, and obviously I need to fill in the bits and the lengths and whatever. So there we go. And I made these cables long enough to go anywhere on the table, deciding where I'm going to put the DR5000 and one of the sensors. I only need one, don't I? Because we're only going to have 4 on here. So there we are. Well everybody, I think just to finish off this number 7 video, as you can see it's quite mild in the loft today. This is at 3 o'clock in the afternoon when I'm just about having my cup of tea, which I've got sitting on my bench up here. So what have I been up to? Well, I've been making good use of this soldering iron, the new one, which is a bit of a sloppy fit in the holder, but it's better than the little metal one that they supplied with it. So I came up with the intention of sorting out all this track and picking up the really bad bits and taking them downstairs for the test track on the table. But I've been quite worried about doing this soldering and sorting things out. So let's just slide down here a little way. And what I did find was that this particular point, this crossover point, right sort of near where I control the railway from, was a bit skew with, and it was causing a bit of a kink. Now there's still a little kink on this little short bit to there, but I'm probably going to leave that. But I've now got this one fitted. It did move a bit, so I had to refit the motor, and I've got the feeds to both sides of this. I'll show you some photos of them.
And I'm not proud, I'm not that good at this. So yes, I'm hoping I'm going to improve. Now, if you're wondering they're looking a bit dirty, I've blackened them out with a felt tip pen to try and disguise them somewhat. I do have a trouble hitting the sleepers, I must admit, but I have tested them and they all work. So, you know, they're transmitting the power from the battery. So, great fun.
Now, they're not that neat. You know, I'm new at this. and I don't know how close I can get in with this, but you can see it there. The problem I find is I tend to destroy the sleeper, the plastic sleeper, but I suppose I'll get better at that. And I've now got the connecting piece here back with the level crossing. Now the level crossing is not fixed down with anything at the moment, it's just sitting there. But I don't know if you can see, but this end it's just normal fish plates. But obviously if we follow it along, this end we've got a plastic fish plate on the inside, because the inside is going to be where I get my what's the name from. And here I've got a plastic fish plate between the 2 points and a plastic fish plate between this little bit of track that kinks a little bit to that point, and this bit of track will be part of this point, so that's just got normal metal fish plates to conduct the electricity. So this point and this point are fixed and ready to go, hopefully. So what annoyed me a bit was these 2 points are just over a double straight length apart. So I've cut up a bit of the new Pico yard track to just get one length in here. So this is my black wire to feed onto the buzz wire below. And then although you can't see this very well, I've got a red connection there, a red connection there, and a red connection there. And that's the one that I really had to go at the sleeper, but I think it'll be okay. And I'll just show you underneath what I'm going to do with this. So I've just had another nice swig of tea, and this is my black cable coming down, and this will go to the buzz wire, which is just above it. Very difficult to see the wires, isn't it? But they are here, so that will go to the buzz wire. As you saw, I put 3 red feeds to that bit of straight track, and they come down and connect to this terminal block, which will be eventually fixed up probably underneath the layout. And the reason I've done this, and I'm probably going to do that to every block, is I've been told that, especially if you're doing 2-way running, 3 feeds to different sensors will give you a better result. So at the moment I'm not going to have enough sensors to do that, but I thought it was worthwhile putting the cable in ready. And if by joining it to this terminal block, and then obviously a cable will come out of that into the sensor, I'm getting 3 lots of feed into that rail. Now on this short bit probably doesn't matter, but on longer bits it might well do, especially if there's some fish plates between. So we'll see how we go with that. So in my hand here I do have the 2 feeds from the point that you saw. There's 1 lot there and 1 lot here. So what's going on with these? So the black will go to the buzz wire. The red, when it's connected together with this red, will eventually go back to one of the sensing connections, and all the points will go back to that. So I'm going to do it in like piggybacking fashion. Now I've been advised that maybe it's best to just do the wire right to it, but I think that was going to be quite difficult to do and use a hell of a lot of wire, and I don't think I really need it. So we'll see how we go with that. So as you can see, I've made a good start, and I managed to drill the holes without catching anything, which is good. But as you can see, it's quite congested under here, and it will be a massive tidy up job. Now what I need to do with this one is to put a label around it to show me what block that actually is, and then I'll be able to do it properly on the computer. So there we are. So everyone, I'm fairly happy. Now what I did manage to do is I tried either putting the droppers when it wasn't on the layout, so doing it on the bench, and also doing the droppers when it's actually fitted. And what I think I'm going to try and do where I can is to do it on the layout. I found that quite a bit easier, I think, and you can have it all set up and pinned and ready to go, and then you just drill the hole. So I think I'm going to do that. So it's really put my mind to rest a bit. I suppose what I should really do is just check that I've got connections between these cables and the rails, which I might try and have a go with the batteries. So we'll see how we go. All right, everybody? So watch out for the next episode. Cheers.